Had a patient come in with a toothpick in his penicular device, shoved a ballpoint pen up his urethra. Yo guys, what's up? Welcome to this video. Today we're gonna be looking at some Reddit stories of when doctors had some really weird patients, so let's just jump into it. When I was a medical student, we had a patient on one of my rotations that was getting pain meds, but insisted that we switch to a stronger 4 pain med, I guess is what that says, and then because they had been getting nauseous and vomiting up all their meds. When our team rounded on the patient to check on them, we walked into the room and were quickly greeted by an eager patient that had been waiting to show us their vomit bag. Turns out that it was filled with a lovely mixture of pee and poo, and topped off with a handful of pills that the patient had thrown in there to make it look like they couldn't keep the meds down. Right. That's like logical though. Couldn't you just like make yourself throw up though? Like, I guess you don't want to do that, but like, is it like some sort of like, would it be like a drug addict? But anyway, the story continues. When we called them out, the patient was in total denial and tried to reason with us that it must be vomit since it's in the vomit bag. Is that poo? It's in the vomit bag? So is it poo or not? What, you think I took that bag into the bathroom, taped it to the edges of the toilet seat, pooped and peed in it, and then threw some pills in there to make it look like I tried to take them, but they just shot straight back out? I would have had to have been a genius to do that. I would have had to have been so smart to do that. I would have had to. Okay, seriously though, I don't know why they did this exactly. It doesn't like say, there's no real explanation, but I'm assuming that it is because they were like addicted to drugs, and then that's why they did it, because it is pain medicine. So that's what I would assume. I'm a pediatric dentist, so maybe not the type of doctor you were looking for, but this one throws me for a loop every time, so I'll share it. When I sedate kids, they have to be NPO for 8 hours before, so I always ask if they had anything to eat or drink in the morning. Yeah, I don't really know what NPO means. I'm assuming that means that they have to have no food or water. Parents never want to admit that their kid ate or drank, even when I remind them that it's very important, because if they vomit or aspirate, they could die. Wait, what? You can die? Okay, well, anyway, they could die. Often they try to minimize it and say it was just a few bites, but one kid walked in eating a bag of Cheetos at reception, and then the parents insisted to me that they hadn't eaten. Well, if he does, it could cause him to vomit and then suffocate while sedated. Really? Yes. Well, I can definitely tell you right now that he's definitely had no food or water today. Sir, I am physically watching him eat. Sorry, but you're mistaken. No, he is still eating. I just want to be free. I'm not going to kill your son, please. No. Okay, fine. Let's go, Brian. I did not know that you could like die from like being like sedated while you have like food in you. I don't really know what that, I think it's like you were saying, because you throw up, and I've heard that you can like choke on your own vomit, but like, do they put like, when they sedate you, do you have like something over your face that you can't spit it out? That's what I would assume, I guess, because then like that's why you're choking, because it's like something's, for some reason you can't open your mouth. But I don't know why you would die there, but I guess, yeah, it makes sense to be safe. Anyway, on to the next story. I guess it's not super weird that the patient wouldn't admit this, but it's weird in a sense that it was super obvious what happened, so he might as well just admit it. I used to do patient registration in the UR. 2 of us were wheeling around our computers and registering patients off of the ambulance and getting patient information in rooms. A middle-aged guy comes in on an ambulance, and my coworker takes it. So I'm finishing up some paperwork, and I go over to our front office and pull up the patient tracker board so I can see what still needs to be done, and a new patient pops up on the board. Chief complaint, eyeliner pens stuck in penicular device. I was robbed, right? And so like they shot me, and then they just started sticking these eyeliner pens from Walmart, and they're actually on clearance right now, if you want some, by the way. But yeah, so they started sticking them into my penicular, right? And I was like, no, this is actually turning me off. And they were like, but you're rock solid. And so yeah, that's what happened. I don't see any gunshot wounds. Do we do this? Is this something that we do? Why? Pens. It says pens, not one pen. Anyway, my coworker walks into the office looking scarred. She explained the nurse asked him what happened, and he said he slipped. She told him that that doesn't seem likely, so he said hitch and thought it would help. We later found out from the nurse that he finally admitted that he saw it on TV and thought it would feel. I think I'm done here. I think we're done here. Like, wow. Apparently, we do this. So that's it for that story. Let's move on to the next one. We had this lady that came into the ER at least once per month, usually chest pain. She was 30s, morbidly obese. She had seen multiple specialists, had her heart, lungs, GI system examined in almost every conceivable way. One night, she comes in with sudden onset blindness. Not her first time with this complaint either. Last time she got a trip to the retina specialist. When I examine her, I walk around her bed and she tells her friend to get her feet off the chair so I can get... You're fat. What? Where? Okay. Your forehead and me go way back. You can hear blind people. You know that, right? But you can't see me. Yeah, I can because I'm not blind. Oh. She plays it off super cool by adding, if you have your feet up like you always do. Wow, okay. Then the neuro exam. I have her touch her nose, then touch my finger. Her idea of how a blind person would perform this exam is to touch her nose, then wobble her hand from side to side as she touched the end of my finger. So I guess she's going like this, maybe? That's what I would probably think that it is. I would probably, yeah, I guess you would just like go like this. You wouldn't like search for it. You would just, maybe, I don't really know. But anyway, not to mention the near constant eye contact as we talked. I would ask a question and start moving while she talked, and she would follow my eye perfectly. She was extremely relieved to find out she had conversion disorder and that her sight would be back soon. Okay, so this is really weird. They later kind of explained that it might have been this thing where like you really do believe that you had these sort of diseases or whatever. But yeah, I guess she could see, so that's good for her. I'm happy for her that she's not actually blind. So yeah, let's move on to the next one, and I'm gonna let Dave take this one over because I had to read this, so do you. Here you go.
This one happened just the other day. Had a patient come in looking pretty sick. Labs and vitals said the guy was in sepsis and most likely had a bad infection. The question was where, after some prodding and letting him know the seriousness of his situation, he finally admitted to the source of his infection. He didn't want to say it, so he just pointed between his legs. Looking underneath his underwear revealed a smelly, red, swollen, pus-draining scrotum.
I hope you enjoyed that because it was a lot of fun for me to read. Anyway, we're gonna move on. Next story, I volunteer at an ER. Prisoner shoved a ballpoint pen up his urethra. Okay. To get out of being stabbed. Okay, well that's a little bit more acceptable. Insisted he had no idea how it got up there. We spent hours deliberating how to get it out, and he just reaches down, still in his handcuffs, and pulls it out himself. I guess it's better than the alternative, but wow. Like, that conversation would be insane, dude. I have to do this so I don't get killed. Nah, Holmes, I have a shift. Just stab yourself in the arm. No! I don't think that would work. Nah, yeah, my homie down the hall did it. Got him out of here for a week. Just trust me, bro. Listen. Do the pen. Okay, man, whatever you say. But yeah, it explains that any sort of self-harm will land you on suicide watch, which is brutal as well, I guess. And yeah, so the weird stuff is no problem though. So yeah, that's that story. Next story. Once I had a woman come in for a possible yeast infection. On exam, she had a glass bottle stuck in her, okay, filled with urine. Nice. Totally wouldn't admit it was hers or explain how it got there. Even after we removed it, just kept saying, I think this is all a joke and you put it up there. I guess this is redemption for the guys. I don't know, makes this look a little bit less crazy. But yeah, no, on a serious note, they actually explain this. It says, yeah, she was totally trying to cheat a drug test, but then it's like, the bottle had an overly complicated apparatus which would allow her to discreetly trigger the urine to come out, which is weird. But yeah, so that makes more sense that she was trying to cheat the drug test. Not a doctor, but a nurse had a patient come in with a toothpick in his penicular device, okay? Refused to tell me how it got in there, insisting he was picking his teeth and it fell in. What? Right. Obviously that's not supposed to make sense, but at the same time, how would that happen? That would be like the most awkward room ever. He came over to me and just stabbed it straight in there, but it was in there. Yeah. Unfortunately, I was rock solid. So it just slid straight in. Right, but it's your sword. Really? Oh, sorry, the sword fell. We don't have a ton of space right now. Oh. Well, if there's no room over there, you could bring the sword over here. By me. Okay, yeah, but seriously, I don't understand that. Like, that doesn't... Why? I mean, like, I guess I don't really want to know why, actually. But it's a weird story. I guess that's what we signed up for. So, yeah, there you go. So that was the last story. Thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy, consider commenting that so that I can know, and then I can maybe make more of these. And, yeah, I would really appreciate that. But, yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.
Yeah. Sometimes I get so mad, there's no controlling me. My thoughts get so bad, I'm like, I might grab a bat, I don't know. My wrath, my blood boils over like, oh God, here goes. I lost all feeling from my head to my toes. You said some shit that I can't let go, so just stay tuned for the rest of the show.